Good evening, everyone. This is Nerf Gun Charlie, and here is what I'm going to basically do as the final update for Future Tense. I put out a poll yesterday, day before, if you guys wanted to see the finished product for the Fleet Museum, the quote-unquote final mission. It's basically a bonus mission, epilogue, where you can get a lot of lore dump for the universe. And at last check, there was one or two people that voted and liked it and said yes, so I'm going with that because at least one or two people I know will watch it. And if more, hey, more the merrier. Somehow the last video that showed just the beginning of this is like it's 650 views or something like that. Nuts, multiple likes. I mean, it's amazing. I appreciate that, you guys. Um, So yeah, as always, if you like the content, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and comment down below. And like I said, this will probably be the last video we do on this particular mod, because right now, with where we're at, with this finished, today I also did a couple of bug fixes for things in the Federation side, and I've updated the research lock for the Cyrax and the Borg. So now things are locked down via research that, instead of just powering through like we technically could when we first started this, you actually have to go through your proper research, and the AI will also do that as well. So the AI, as it's going through and building things, I mean, technically it doesn't need to be locked down, but I wanted to go ahead and lock it down just for it to make logic sense. It will do research so that it technically unlocks the next thing. That's been done for the Cyrax, the Borg. Federation already has it. I'll do some minor refinements there, but it's literally Klingons, Romulans, and Remans that are left. Um, After that, there's one or two things I need to remove or fix, and we're in final beta mode. And I can probably finish that this weekend into next week. So that's why I say this will probably be the last video of in-game stuff that I show off, because the next video I will be releasing is the release trailer, where I don't know what we're going to show off. I'm trying to work with the team. I'm trying to see what can be done. I might even bring someone in externally to help us with that announced trailer, because I kind of want a mix of in-game footage and maybe some CGI stuff done for it. And at the end, actually announce the release date. And also, not just a release date, but where we are initially aiming website-wise to release it. I have at least 4 targets of where we can release it so that people can enjoy the mod. So that would be the next video in regards to Future Tense, and then probably on release day I'll do a video, celebrating us finally reaching this goal. What are the next steps of Future Tense going forward, kind of deal. Um, and I'm as much as I'm going to be doing beta testing up until that point, I know I'll probably miss one or two things. There might be a bug here or there. So if you love what we've been able to rebuild and do, awesome. If it's a letdown to you, I apologize. We're coming back to this, trying to finish this, get this out there. But at least it's out there. At least our job will be done. Um, so either way, it's finished. That's what we're wanting to get to this goal of. Excuse me, of release, is the work is done. It is out there in your hands. You'll either enjoy it as is, or like any other mod, you will modify it in the ways that you want it to be done, and how your liking, add, remove, and at that point, it'll be yours to do with that as you please. You've downloaded it, you're good to go. So, like I've done in previous videos, and I'm sorry, it's beginning of 2025, and I'm recovering from the flu, so this is always fun. But let's get into it. Premonition is loaded up, and this is the and Mormon model. I've lowered the volume of the voiceovers so that we can just enjoy the mod, and I can kind of talk to you guys. This is the and Mormon model of the Premonition. She's only got a warp drive and a temporally phased tricobalt torpedo. And we're just going to activate that warp drive, let her move up. Now, when I describe this, like I said, you're going to have temporal anomalies. If you want to end the map the old-fashioned way, you just use the warp drive. It'll take you a few minutes to get to each side. You stay a good distance away. You fire your torpedo. You destroy the anomalies so that there is no corruption to the timeline kind of deal, is the backstory you'll read on the README. Or you can just, menu out and abort the mission. Either way, it ends. So, there we go. You heard Captain Deming a little bit there. For those of you that missed the initial video in the Future Tense universe, this is Athen Prime. And here we are at the Fleet Museum. So, as I was saying, with the initial one, you highlight over your starship, and it's going to give you what it is, and then your first glimpse into what type of starship it is, when it entered service, when it was decommissioned, when it arrived at the Fleet Museum. Your first pod that's always at the top, the sensor buoy. Log 1 will always be stats about it. What kind of defensive systems does it have? Weaponry and its speed at warp drive or slipstream if it has it. And then as you go through these logs, and I'll just do a random highlight of the Challenger. Let's do the Challenger. You just hover over each of these, and as you can see, I've done a lore dump here. So there will be, and you can pause and read this log if you want to. But there are going to be lore dumps in here where you'll probably want to screenshot them, put them together, read through the lore of what's happened with each starship. I wanted to do this because we built our own universe here that we started in 2006. So this was long before Kelvin timeline. This was long before Discovery and Picard and everything else. We were creating this after Star Trek Nemesis. So we did follow some of the novels that came out afterwards, like the Star Trek Titan novels to some degree. But past that, we were creating our own timeline. We did not want to follow Prime Timeline. That has been beyond messy for Paramount to do, much less anybody in the community. And it's so convoluted, it's not even funny. So we just created our own timeline. And that's what you're going to see. And right now, what the premise of this map is, it is the year 2500. It's I believe it's 2509. And this is the anniversary of the Cyrax conflict, 100 years. Their Fleet Museum is highlighting those heroes before they get, put back up. So for the Federation, you're going to have the Enterprise F, the Voyager A that's been Borg and Cyrax enhanced, the Defiant under Captain Nog, the Starship Challenger under Geordi LaForge, the Titan under Admiral Riker and Captain Troy Riker, because they do get married, for following Nemesis. And then the Rhode Island under the command of Captain Harry Kim. Then you're going to have your Romulan heroes, because by this point, and you'll read the lore, the alliance between the Federation, the Klingons, and the Romulans has solidified. We're moving into a more united front. So you have Admiral Seela's warbird, you have Admiral Tomalak's warbird, and you have Commander Saharan, who is a new hero in the Future Tense era, his warbird. You'll then have the Bortisque. This was built by fellow teammate Sam. You know him as Electron Omega on the Discord and in like the Armada Fleet Command forums. He built this from scratch, and this is under the Klingon Empire. This is the only hero because like Klingons die for glory and honor all the time in battle. There's special circumstances on how this ship was lost, and this is actually one of the ones that is a recreation. This is not the original. The original was lost. So we've got that in here. And then what I did for the last row is we're basically highlighting the Cyrax. So we're highlighting each vessel type, and I'll give you an idea of what kind of logs we're going to be seeing for the Cyrenax. We're just saying that it's a standard vessel. We don't know its production run. We just know it's in service as of this particular year for the Cyrenax War. It's a hollow reproduction. The first one is going to be just like everything else. The first sensor pod is its weapons, which I kind of extrapolated from the Virtual Voyager website, which I'll have that link in the description again. They only had 4 vessels, maybe 5. One of the links is broken, so I had to get a little creative. So I kind of had to extrapolate considering we did more units than what they have on the website. And then the other log is simply just stating like how many were present during the initial invasion in the timeline, not necessarily on map, the mission one that you saw several videos ago, but how many were present in the initial invasion, and then how many were destroyed by the Allies before the finale. And we're just going to go through every unit, which I love the fact that we were able to get the textures to rotate this way as an animation. You go through all of the units all the way up to our dreadnought. And then that's the map. That is our fleet museum. Can we add more to it? Sure. I just didn't want it to be extra cluttered. Honestly, if anything, I will probably shrink down the map size a little bit in the editor and be done with it that way. So let's go ahead. Physics are always a little fun. And I've got to work on the warp drive a little bit on straight lines. And I think it's mainly because there were things on this map that used to mess with the pathing. So I've got to mess with that. Let's see. And we're not going to blow up both of them because it's going to take too much time. But I wanted to at least blow up one. But that's what we have. So like I said, this is complete. The second half of the Cyrenax War is also complete. You guys saw the first 3. You'll be able to read through in the README the actual story along with the play through it, see what happened. There we go. And there went our temporal anomaly. There we go. You'll be able to play through all of that. We've also enhanced all of the standard multiplayer maps. We've made them larger to accommodate the pathing and the AI for what changes we made. So you still have quite a bit of multiplayer maps. The only thing we've not tested for this, and I don't know if we'll have time to, is getting 2 players with this mod onto Game Ranger or a similar network so they can be tested for online 1v1. I'm pretty sure once I've tested the AI fully, player versus AI will be fine. I just haven't had the chance to test player versus player. And I'm going to leave that up to you guys. Just, let's see here. What was that? Just so that, we can kind of hammer that out. So that's the map. And like I said, after this, it is literally time for a release trailer. So stay tuned for that. Um, I postponed Orb of Time simply so that we could finish this because now we are literally at the finish line and I really want to focus on getting this done and making sure it gets the final love that it needs before it releases, before I jump into Orb of Time. So that way I can just jump into it straight away. And as I'm working on that, I will take suggestions on the next mod to remaster, enhance, give it some love on the GOG platform. So we can just kind of save some of these because I've noticed on the archives of various websites, we have lost a few things there. And yeah, it's just not good. I want to save what we've got there. But that's all the time I got. Like I said, I appreciate everybody that comes by and watches. I even appreciate everybody that came by and watched the Pokemon trading card pack opening the other day. And y'all stay safe out there. Like, comment, subscribe, like I said. See y'all next time.